Good morning, everybody. It's another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, uncut. We're going to get right into it. Before we get started, though, y'all know the deal. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop. And without further ado, we can go ahead and open up. So I saw the game last night. And I got some takeaways from it. Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls versus LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. Battle of the Ball Brothers Part 3. If you've been tapped in from the jump, then you know LaMelo took the first one, Lonzo won the second matchup, and now we got the third one. Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball, the battle for respect. I know that if you ask them, they'll say that it's another game on the calendar and it's all about winning and all they care about is the wins, but don't get it twisted like gravy without a biscuit. We all know what it's like to be competing with a sibling. This one's about respect. This one's about glory to some degree. You don't think Lonzo Ball see all this clout that his little brother getting? You don't think that you don't think Lonzo Ball knows that people are still holding on to those Laker days? And they still thinking of him as a bust somehow, some way, even though he's been on the rise every single season, even though he's defensively one of the best perimeter players in the league. You don't think he hear that chatter? So now his little brother done find himself in the bull pit, and Lonzo Ball ain't here for it. So, I got some takeaways for it. I got about 3 or 4 main takeaways that I'm going to get into. But before we get into that, I got the stats. And I'm gonna run through some stats real quick to kind of give y'all, the ones who missed the game, to kind of give y'all an idea of how this thing played out. So, out the gate, Javonte Green in the starting lineup again. 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, a block. 66.7% from the field. A very Javonte Green type game. He did Javonte Green things. If you watch the game, he kind of had his hand in different aspects of the game, defensively, energy-wise. He was Javonte Green. So good game by him. Nikola Vucevic, who we will get into later, had a resurgence of sorts. He had not of sorts. He definitely had a resurgence, I should say. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 63.2% from the field, 6 for 6 for 3. Let's go, Vooch. That's what we brought you here to do. Yeah, like I'm not a Celtics fan. That's what the Bulls brought you there to do. You that third star. Hopefully, he can keep this level of play up. I know I've been hard on him. I'm not going to sit here and deny that I have. But you got to understand that the sample size of his trash games vastly outweigh the sample size of his good games. We're talking about at least like 12 games where he's not been, that good really. But you love to see it. Hopefully this is a sign of things to come. And, great game for Vooch. A lot of people will say that he just had to get in the rhythm. And it really came down to him just making and missing shots. But my thing is, if you're missing more than you make, then that means that you're not really helping the team. So, I'd almost rather you be missing because you're heavily contested. But a lot of people will argue that he's just missing wide open shots and he got to find his rhythm. But if you're missing wide open shots, that's not really a good sign to me. But that's just me. But I'm not gonna play detractor for this match. He had a great game. Huge reason why the Chicago Bulls won this game in the fashion that they did. So great game by Vooch. I hope he keeps it up. Zach LaVine, 25 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 55.6% from the field. Very efficient. Not really efficient from the 3, but overall he was a great scorer, like we know he typically is. 75% from the free throw. Positive 6 in the plus minus. Vooch was positive 31, by the way, if I didn't say that. He had the highest plus minus on the team. DeMar DeRozan, same like with Zach. You kind of can pencil him in for their 20 plus. DeRozan had 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal. He wasn't, I'll say this, as props to DeRozan, he didn't have tunnel vision as much as we've seen. I think that Billy Donovan, I can tell that somebody's saying something in that locker room. I don't know whether it's Billy Donovan, I don't know whether it's Lonzo, but somebody's saying something and it's starting to have its effect. He's starting to hold on to the ball a little less. and keep it moving. So great game by him. 60% from the field, 80% from the free throw line, 4 out of 5. No turnovers. 6 assists and no turnovers. Amazing. So you love to see it. And now Lonzo Ball, the #1 son, the reason why we're here. 16 points. Like I said before, this game is about respect. 16 points, a rebound, 8 assists, a steal, a block, stat sheet stuffing, 75% from the field, 4 out of 5 from 3, 80%. Let's go. Only 2 turnovers. Player efficiency is a positive too. So a great game by Zoe. Like I said before. And also I know y'all can probably guess how many free throws he had, but whatever. As I said before, countless times, research the log. Lonzo Ball prefers to get his points sniping, and when he's on, he can match any. He can. There's no telling how many points he'll put up when he's on, and of course he was the main facilitator tonight with 8 assists. You just love to see it. A great game by Zoe. And we'll get into that a little bit later when I get to my takeaways. So Alex Caruso, moving on, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists off the bench. That's amazing. I'm telling you, like, Alex Caruso is, like, him and Lonzo Ball are low-key probably the most important additions to this team in the off season. Not low key, high key. I'm talking about because Vooch was there last year. DeRozan, I know DeRozan has been still in the headlines, but the defense and the pressure and the ball movement that Lonzo Ball and Caruso combine for on a nightly basis is just insane. To have Lonzo come out of the game, put Caruso in and not really lose much. You lose the 3-point shooting in the transition playmaking a little bit, but that's, whatever, and it's in a little bit of rebounding. But for the most part, you can kind of keep the offense steady, and then you can play them both together. You can play Caruso and Lonzo together, and they're just like, they can put a backcourt on lock. You know what I'm saying? The two of them. So shout out to them. Kobe White didn't have that great of a game. 8 points, 3 rebounds, yada, yada, yada. Nobody else really did much. Great game by the Bulls overall, though. I think this is probably an indication if you wanted to see what the Bulls would look like if everybody was clicking and everybody was hitting their shots and firing all cylinders. This is kind of like an indication of what that could look like. So you love to see it, and their next game is against the Knicks. So that'll be one to watch. That'll be a great game, actually. I actually can't wait to see that. So, yeah, that's it. Let's get into these takeaways. So, first takeaway is Nikola Vucevic has bought himself some more time. He's bought himself some more time, and I think that, myself included, I think that fans kind of need to lay off. I'm not gonna say I'm completely wrong about Vooch not being as great as we think he is, because, like I said, the sample size of trash games vastly outweigh the sample size of great games. This is by far his best game this season, but he could very likely come out against the Knicks and lay an egg. So, like I said, but he did buy himself some more time. He played in a way that reminded people that, hey, I know it don't look like it right now, but I'm telling you, I'm a superstar. All-star. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. We kind of just got to give Vooch his time. I understand the COVID issues, and apparently he wasn't asymptomatic COVID. He was COVID. Like, he was like out the game COVID. You know what I'm saying? Literally speaking, and in his own personal life, he was just out. But you love to see it, and I hope that he can keep going, because, like I said, if he plays like this, then no zone defense is a match for this team. You'd be hard-pressed to find a consistent solution for slowing down the Chicago Bulls with Vooch playing at a star level. So that's my first takeaway. Vooch has bought himself some more time, and let's see if he can keep it going. Second takeaway is not only, I think, with Vooch showing the way he plays, I think Vooch showed the Chicago Bulls. I said in my last video that video before last that Chicago Bulls can come out of the East. I expect the Chicago Bulls to come out of the East because A lot of teams in the East are looking shaky. The Nets, even though the Nets are at the top, they don't look like the Nets last year. They look like they can be had. And you can't tell me that if they get this Vooch on a consistent basis, the Chicago Bulls can't win a 7-game series against the Nets. I think they absolutely can. I think this game showed that it's a different level that this team can still get to. They have not capped out. They have not hit their ceiling. And, you know what I mean? I think that the chemistry between Lonzo, DeRozan, and Levine and Vooch, I think it's starting to smoothen out. And I think by All-Star break or by Christmas, at the around that time, that's when we'll start to see this team really take form and be what it's supposed to be. I don't think we're even close to seeing this team maxed out. You love to see it. So, like I said, that's my second takeaway. I just think that Vooch kind of what we saw from Vucevic, Lonzo, DeRozan, and Levine. I just think that I think that that's a sign of things to come. I hope it's a sign of things to come. But like I said, Vooch could very well come out and lay an egg. We know Lonzo Ball is capable still of having some bad games. We don't like it. We don't want to see it, but we know he can do it. DeRozan, if things get bad with the team and the team is losing, we've seen DeRozan kind of like go into tunnel vision mode a lot, where he starts trusting. He feel like he got to break down his man on every play. And so what I'm saying, this team, we've seen the lows of this team, but I think the highs of this team is way higher than what we've seen so far. I think that they're gonna pick up the pace, and I think the best is yet to come for the Chicago Bulls. Third takeaway, and I guess my final takeaway, Lonzo Ball, man. Did Lonzo Ball prove that the gap between he and LaMelo Ball is not as great as we may have thought, that some fans may have thought, if at all, if LaMelo is better than him at all? Because I'll tell you something. LaMelo, if you look at it and say, oh, well, LaMelo had this, that, they're two different type of players. LaMelo Ball is, like I said, if you had to compare him to players of the past, LaMelo Ball would be Penny Hardaway, Lonzo Ball would be Jason Kidd. LaMelo Ball is a better all-around scorer. He just has way more fluidity to his game. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happens psychologically. That's different between the two. They have similar builds, similar skill sets, but LaMelo is just way more fluid with his ability to get buckets. It just is what it is. But Lonzo Ball, if he gets hot from three, because he's a way better three-point shooter than LaMelo, if he gets hot from three, he can match LaMelo Ball's offensive output. And this is why I say Lonzo is better. Lonzo, on a night like we saw last night, he can match LaMelo's offensive output and do it way more efficiently. LaMelo had 18, Lonzo had 16. But Lonzo shot 75% from the field, 80 from three. LaMelo only had 2 points more, but shot 33% from the field, 37.5 from three. So, so when Lonzo Ball is hitting his shots, he can match LaMelo's offensive output. But defensively, it's where Lonzo Ball can go to a level that LaMelo Ball cannot follow right now. And that's why I said Lonzo. And I think Lonzo Ball proved that if he didn't prove that he's still the better player, he proved that he's right there with him. He proved that the gap between them isn't as great as people may have thought or people may think. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. This was a great game. A great back and forth between Lonzo and LaMelo. And I don't know when the next game is. I have to look it up. But I'm going to be tuned in for that too. But that's it, man. Let me know in the comments. Did Lonzo Ball prove that he was better? Did LaMelo Ball still outshine him in the end, even though Lonzo Ball got the win? And that's the main thing. They got the win. So now Lonzo Ball's record against his brother is 2-1, which if you ask a Ball brother, even LiAngelo, even LeVar, it's all about winning. LeVar even said Lonzo could have 2 or he could have 52. As long as they get the win. That's what he's all about. And that's what LaMelo is all about, too. So you know that LaMelo doesn't care. I know y'all going to try to argue that LaMelo had an overall better stat line. I guarantee you it eats LaMelo up that they got the loss. And I think that's where I draw the line at. I think Lonzo Ball is just a little bit better. And but it's, like I said, it's really like picking hairs. It's really just play styles, if I'm being honest, intellectually honest. But let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'm going to get active down there with y'all. You know I'm more than willing to debate back and forth in the comments. I'm not beyond that. You know, I love, that's actually one of my favorite parts about these making these YouTube videos. It's just getting to hop in the comments and go back and forth with people, whether I agree or disagree with you guys. But yeah, let them be heard. And this is another episode of Intellectually Honest, unedited, unedited, uncut. And hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop. And we gonna get up out of here, y'all. All right.